Now, news just coming in, a fire has broken out at the Lajpat Rai market in Chandni, Chowk. 12 fire tenders have rushed to the site for firefighting. Now, the police have said that the fire was reported in the wee hours this morning and no casualties have been reported so far. So this fire, of course, broke out early this morning, and what we understand is that the Delhi Police's fire service was pressed immediately into action to contain the fire. It did seem like a huge blaze, but as of now, we are told that there were no casualties. Let's listen into what Rajesh Shukla, the Assistant Division Officer of the Fire Brigade, told Republic TV. Let's listen into that.
टाइम आप 101 से ले सकते हैं। एग्जैक्ट डिपार्चर टाइम मैं पता करके आपको थोड़ी देर में बता दूँगा। आग जो लगी है वो टोटल 105 खोखों में, जैसा कि बता रहे हैं यहाँ के जो भी ऑक्यूपेंट हैं, टोटल 105 खोखों में लगी है। 6x4 की ये खोखे साइज़ थे और 6x4 के खोखे थे। टोटल 105 खोखे जले हैं। ये तहबाजारी कहलाता है ये इलाका। तहबाजारी में 105 खोखे। कारण मल्टीपल हो सकते हैं। कारण इज़ अ मैटर ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन। ये अभी तो नहीं बता सकते, लेकिन जैसा लोग बता रहे हैं प्रोबेबली इट इज़ ड्यू टू सम वायरिंग फॉल्ट, इलेक्ट्रिकल फॉल्ट की वजह से शुरू हुई।
कितनी गाड़ियां इस तरह अब तक लगी हैं?
टोटल सीन पे 12 गाड़ियाँ हैं। 12 गाड़ियों का डिस्पैच था यहाँ।
कोई कैजुअलिटी सर?
नहीं, अभी तक कोई इंजर्ड या कैजुअलिटी हमें रिपोर्टेड नहीं है।
सर कब तक पूरी तरह से आग बुझ जाएगी?
आग ऑलमोस्ट बुझ चुकी है। सिर्फ कूलिंग ऑपरेशंस जारी हैं। जो पॉकेट्स में फायर थोड़ी बहुत कहीं पे स्मॉल्डरिंग है, कहीं धुआं निकल रहा है, बस वही है। बाकी ऑपरेशन ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज हो चुका है।
तो फिर एम्बुलेंस भी लगी है इसके अंदर?
एम्बुलेंस आई थी, लेकिन एम्बुलेंस की ऐसा ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी अभी तक।
Let's cut across live to Anane, who's reporting from the spot where this fire broke out in the wee hours this morning. Good morning, Anane. Give us a sense of what you see around you. I can see that the blaze, of course, has now been doused, but there continues to remain a great deal of chaos. Also, any update on any casualties or, you know, the kind of loss of property that has been resulted from this fire?
Well, yes, Rumpur, it's surely not a good morning today. We saw that this fire was almost a level 2 to 3 fire. However, there are no casualties. If I'll ask my camera person Santosh to show you the visuals around there, the cooling operation, the dousing of operations are still underway. Though the fire has been doused off, the operations are continuing in order to check if any casualties are there. And in fact, the Delhi police team is also here in order to inspect as to what kind of damages have happened. According to the Delhi Fire Services officials, they have clearly stated that these were khokas, the temporary shops on which the fire has broken out. The primary cause that is coming out of this is a short circuit or a loss in the wiring. And now, as I'll show you, as I can see and you can see the visuals around here, the Delhi Fire Services and the Delhi Police in a coordinated operations are conducting the cooling operation and the dousing of operations here in Chandni Chowk's Lajpat Rai market. I'm sorry. However, the final outcome is yet to come out. However, no casualties so far has been reported. The fire service, 13 fire tenders, I remind you, were placed in order to douse off this fire. And because remember that this is a very, very congested area. Chandni Chowk is one of the most congested areas in the national capital, and because of that, there is a lot of chaos even if a small fire breaks out, and there is a possibility of it spreading to a lot of places. We are currently seeing the cooling operations continuing, and we are seeing that the fire services is still continuing with the dousing of operations. Nupur.
Right, you know, as you're pointing out, of course, Chandni Chowk itself is a very, very crowded area. Thankfully, this fire broke out in the wee hours of the morning, so perhaps there were no people in these shops. But you were talking about how these structures were temporary. Did they have the requisite permissions in place?
But yes, this is a matter of inquiry. If there was actually a permission for these shops, were these actually licensed shops or not? But somewhere or somehow a big casualty has now been averted by the operations of the Delhi Fire Services, and the Delhi Police in a coordinated operation has conducted these cooling operations. More than 13 fire tenders were at the spot in order to douse off this fire, and now the cooling operations are underway. The Delhi Fire Services and the Delhi Police have got control of the fire, and the same has been doused off.
Reporting on that from New Delhi. Thank you for joining us.